Good afternoon, students. I am very happy to meet you in this afternoon session in the online class. I hope you are well and fine at your home. You are reading well at your home. You are utilizing your time in a right manner. Okay, good. So last class I started the fourth unit of prose, that is acting by Satyajit Royce. Okay, we have seen. I said off of the story of this article by Satyajit Roy. Last class I gave the study portion. Yes. What was the study portion? Last class I gave you poem, two paragraph. Yes. Yes, poem. Okay, once after reading, you write that memory poem. That is very important. How many times you are writing? In that way only you can remember this memory poems. Have you understood or not? So again and again you write the memory poems. First poem as well as third poem are memory for you. Okay. So paragraph I gave. I told you to read on Monday class. So today we will go for supplementary, that is here also two paragraphs are there. This the story of Mulan. Sketch the character of Mulan. Do you agree with Mulan's decision to go to war? Justify. These two paragraphs you read well. Have you understood? So after finishing these lessons, we will move back from the first unit again. Okay. So if you are reading day by day, it is good for you. So read. So if possible, another general reading. I will say some general reading for you that will improve your knowledge. Okay. Once we gave report writing for you. Yes. Report writing actually it is a general writing. Okay. Good. Come to our lesson. The article by Satyajit Rai. Okay. So you know very well about the story Aditya and the narrator. Okay. When they were returning back from their factory. Okay. That is from Deodarganj. Okay. On the way they got bifurcated. Okay. Bifurcated means okay, at the point the road got bifurcated, divided into two. Okay. At the time our narrators told, okay, if we go this way on the right, okay, it will take 10 kilometer to reach Brahmapur, where our narrator was born and got school education. Then what happened? After the school education, they left the place. It was 29 years back. The house, okay, 29 years back, their house was 200 years old, because they were rich. Okay, already I told this family, these ancestors were Jamindars. The Aditya's ancestors were Jamindars. Okay, so if they go to Brahmapur, they can recollect. Okay, they can see the old school as well as their house, as well as another one very important is a Nagan Angle's tea shop, to have a cup of tea if it is existed there. Okay, that is our Aditya's idea. Okay, if you go there, then they took the turn and they came to Brahmapur. Okay, so before that, what happened after this school education? This Aditya's family settled in Kolkata. Kolkata, his father, Aditya's father, started a business. Okay, this business, after his father's death, he continued that business. Our narrator was the business partner of Aditya. Okay, then after that, that day, it was the month of Maga, that means that is according to English calendar, that is the month of January, February, the middle part of winter season. Okay, so on either side of the road they could see that paddy field. Okay, that year the harvest was very good on seeing those paddy field. Okay, come. So after 10 minutes they reached Brahmapur. Then they stopped the car in front of the school. Okay, is there this our narrator asked any changes in your school? Yes, he said he accepted that it was a two-storied building, one-storied building when he was a young boy, when he was studying. But now that school was two-storied building. A new building came that place. Then they were searching for the Aditya's tea shop. At the time, that tea shop was near the grocery shop as well as opposite to the Shiva temple. So there, the signboard given Noggin's tea cabin. Now the name has changed. Noggin's tea cabin. Okay. So they reached that place. Already I told how was the Nagan uncle. A rustic appearance, neatly combed, wearing dhotis as well as white, blue striped. Yes, blue striped shirts. He was wearing there. Okay. Then they asked tea. At the time, Nagan uncle encouraged them. Okay, it was strange for Nagan. These people came to that shops and they are. At the time, what happened? They were sitting on tin chair. Okay, that was quite common in village. Okay, tin chair. Okay, and wooden bench. We could see in our villages wooden bench. Nowadays, it is not very common to see the wooden benches, but some villages we could see the wooden benches. Okay, but here steel chair. Okay, two of them, Aditya and this narrator, and one more man is sitting there, and neither drinking nor eating anything, and bending his head, and it's looks like he was sleeping. Okay, at the time this. Naganangal cautioned that man Sanyal that was the time to leave the place because customers are coming. At the time, what happened? We will see now. Okay, come. All of you take page number 95. All of you take page number 95. All of you take page number 95 with pen. Okay, good. From left hand side, from the appearance of Naganangal, I am reading. Page number 95, right, left hand side. From last 4-5 paragraph above. The owner of the tea shop now was 60, a little rustic in appearance, with his white, neatly combed hair and clean look, was the same as before. He was wearing a dhoti and blue striped shirt that could be seen from under a green shawl. Not recognizing Aditya, he asked us where he had come from. Deodarganj, replied Aditya. We are on our way to Kolkata. A little surprised Naganangal asked why you were there. To have tea at your shop, said Aditya. Certainly, besides tea, I have biscuits and sovereigns. Give us two nankatai each. We sat on two tin chairs. There was only other customer sitting at the corner table, neither eating nor drinking, but sitting with his head bent as though he was sleeping. Okay, so that is the peculiarity of that man. Neither eating nor drinking anything. He was bending his head and looks like sleeping. Addressing him as Mr. Sanyal, Naganangal reminded him to go home as it was already 4 p.m. Other customers would soon be coming. Addressing us, he said with a wink in his eyes, a little hard of hearing, cannot see well either, but has no money to buy spectacles. Okay, what was going on? At the time he is saying normally that situation bring to your mind. Okay, when we were sitting at the tea shop, if any man like madman was sitting on the chair without eating, without drinking anything, means how this tea shops people will tease those people, as or no, in such a way. He was winking the eyes and saying, yes, not, that's the time, leave the place, winking the eyes. Okay, a little hard of hearing, cannot see well either, but he has no money to, okay. So he has poor eyesight as well as this hearing sense. Okay, he had no money to buy a spectacle like that. This Naganangal is explaining. From this reaction to his speech, I began to wonder whether Mr. Sanyal was not a little crazy as well, because suddenly he stood up, stretched himself, and raising his lean right arm, and with his eyes dilated, began to recite a poem of Tagore. Okay, so come, dilated means widened than usual. Okay, on hearing this sound, okay, he got up from the chair. Okay, stretched his arms and raising his lean right arm and started to sing a song. Began to recite, sing a poem of Tagore, that is Pandraksha, keeping of a promise. Pandraksha means keeping of a promise. That is, I think so. Poem of Tagore's poem. Having recited the poem, he left the place, making the gesture of namaste with his hands to nobody in particular. Okay, after reciting the poem, okay, after completing that poem, okay, he commonly he said namaste to all the people and he left the place. All the people saying he has somewhat mad. Okay, I noticed a sudden change in Aditya's expression and I asked him the reason for it. Without answering me, he asked Nagan uncle who the gentleman was and what he did. Okay, now already I narrated that story. You know very well. Okay, Aditya's mind was totally changed. Face was totally changed. Okay, on seeing this Sanyals, and he asked. This Nagan uncle about that gentleman as well as how it happened like this. Nagan uncle replied, Sasanga Sanyal, what can be done? He leads a cursed life, gone crazy, I think, but has not forgotten any incidents of the past. Okay, then Nagan uncle is explaining. Okay, he leads a very cursed life. Okay, he can be behaves like a crazy man. At the same time, he did not forget anything in the past. He could remember all the things happened in his life. Sold his lands to get his only daughter married. He lost his wife and only son last year. Since then, he is somewhat changed, not normally. Where does he stay? Okay, come here. Then after that, okay, he sold some of his land and got married. Okay, he married his only. Okay, sold his lands to get his only daughter married. 1 year back, his son as well as his wife passed away. Okay, then after that, only he started to behave in such a way. Then he is asking, where does he stay? Okay, so narrator is asking, where does he stay? He stays with his friend of his father's, Jogish Kabir Raj. Okay, characters are very important. Last class. I said Aditya in character, then narrator. Okay, what is Aditya? Then next one is Naganangal. Naganangal. Then next one is Sanyal. That characters keep it in your mind. Okay, next character is Sasanga. Sanyal, he stays with his father's Jogish Kabiraj. Sasanga comes here as tea and biscuits and always remembers to pay, having an adequate sense of self-respect. But how long things will remain like this, I do not know. Actually, this Sasanga narrator asked, where does he stay? At the time he said, okay, he was staying with his father's friend, that is Jogish Kabiraj. Okay, he has a very self-respect. Okay, he come to these shops to have a tea as well as biscuits. Okay, how long these things will go like this? Then, having paid our bill and ascertained the location of Jogish Kabiraj house, we got into the car. Aditya was at the wheel. Okay, after hearing ascertain means confirmed. Okay, so after this story of Sanyal, he got a little bit strange face in Aditya's face was very strange. Okay, after paying this money for tea and tea, okay, they confirmed. Okay, way to the Jogish Kabiraj house. He was very busy getting into the car. Okay, he expressed the wish to visit his house. So you do not want to see your house after all? I said. Okay, so this Aditya was very much interested to see Sanyal's house. That is Jogish Kabiraj house. Okay, and now interrupted by our Aditya, haven't you interest to see your own house? Okay, it has become essential to do so. Aditya replied, his nerves seems overwrought for some reasons. We soon reached a house which was surrounded by high walls. Okay, so overwrought means a state of being upset. Okay, this one is a very important things he was doing. He was quite upset. Okay, and he was driving the car very fast to a house. It was surrounded by a big compound wall. Okay, surrounded by high walls. Even from the ruins, one could easily imagine how grand it must have been once upon a time. Okay, now we could clearly understood where did he stop the car. His ancestors' house. Okay, already we learned. It was 29 years back that the house age was 200 years house. Okay, such a very magnificent house here. After seeing that ruined house itself, it looks very grand. We entered the building, climbed up the stairs, and reached the attic on the second floor of the house. Okay, in that very great house, they entered into the house, they climbed the stairs, and they reached the attic. Okay, then it was my favorite room, said Aditya. The attic has always been a favorite with the children. Okay, it is in the attic that children seems to be in a world of its own. Attic means I already said. Okay, the space or room at the top of the building under the roof. Okay, now for example, children like this type of attic very much. When he was very young boy, he used, it was his favorite place, this attic. Okay, you all know very well our house, the storehouse. Whenever the children are playing hide and seek, they preferably move towards the store room. Okay, like that here also they are talking about the attic. A portion of a wall of the attic had crumbled down, and through the window that had been created, we could see the sky, the fields, a part of the rice mill, the spire of the old temple. Crumbled means, see the meaning of crumbling, broken. Okay, so already it's very old. Through this window, it is started to crumble. This attic is somewhat damaged. Okay, in that way we could see the sky. Okay, some places they have given fields, rice mills, and spears of the old temple. What is the spear? A tall pointed structure on top of a building, especially on top of a church or tower. Okay, we could see a spear at the top of the very high building. Okay, whether it is a church, whether it is temple, whatever it may be, we could see that. Okay, in the old house, the attic had probably been the worst hit and the wind and weather. Okay, this in that very big building, only this attic was damaged badly. Okay, because of wind and weather. Okay, the floor was strewn with the tricks and the straw and the pigeons on droppings among other things. Okay, so write the meaning of strewn, scattering. Then a twigs means a small thin branch of a bush. A small thin branch of a bush. So we could see there. Okay, now the floor was strewn with the twigs and straw and pigeons droppings. Okay, so we could see all the waste because no one is using that building now. So pigeons use the place as their nest. Okay, so it is totally damaged. Among other things, there was a broken cricket bat, the remains of a armchair, and a wooden packing case. I already said yes, that place we could place all the waste things. Okay, in the attic. Okay, so here they have placed the broken cricket bat as well as broken furnitures, as well as this wooden packing case also kept in that attic. Aditya got on the top of the packing case and pushed his hand inside the ventilator, thus upsetting a sparrow nest, a part of which fell to the ground. Okay, there was a ventilator. Okay, he put the ventilator inside that and he found a part of the nest of sparrow's nest. He caught it. However, he heaved a sigh of relief when he had got what he had looking for. Heaved a sigh means, write the meaning of heaving, to lift with difficulty. Okay. After that, when he was putting the hands inside the ventilator and he took some this sparrow's nest, and he was very happy on his face. He took something in his hand. When I asked him what it was, he said, "You will get to know very soon." Okay, but Aditya did not disclose anything to narrator. Okay, you will know very soon, like that he is explaining. We next went to a jeweler's to find out the weight of the article. The jeweler remarked that it was antique. Okay, antique means write the meaning. Old, used especially of furniture and household item, out of date. That is artic. In this context, it is giving old, used especially of furnitures and old household items, out of date. That is called as artic. Okay. So we next went to a jeweler to find out the weight of the article. The jeweler remarked then it was an artic. Our next stop was the house of Jogish Kabiraj. Though I was a little curious, I did not ask Aditya anything. Okay. First they went to the jeweler shops. Okay, and showed the article. Okay. This jeweler said it was a antique. Okay, very old valuable thing. Okay, old things may be valuable. Okay, so our next stop was the house of Jogish Kabiraj. Though I was little curious, I did not ask Aditya, but our narrator was very curious. Okay, very interested. Something was going on. Okay, without saying anything, first they went to the ancestor's house, went to the attic, and he put the hand inside the ventilator and he took something, some article. Then he came to the jeweler and just measured the weight, and they said it was a attic. Then they are going to find the Jogish Kabiraj house. We entered the house and went to the room where Sasanga Sanyal stayed. Sasanga uncle was busy reciting verses from Tagore. Okay, they reached the Sasanga's house where he was living. Okay, they entered into the house. There Sasanga was very busy in reciting verses from Tagore. When he had finished, Aditya asked, "May we come in?" He turned and faced us. Okay, then they were standing outside. When he stopped the singing, they asked permission to enter the room. "No one visits me," he said in an unperturbed manner. Unperturbed means, see the meaning of unperturbed means undisturbed. "No one visit me," he said in an unperturbed manner. "Would you mind if we come in?" Come in. Okay. Then they asked the permission. He permitted them to enter into the room. Except for a chart boy, there was nothing else to sit on, so we remained standing. "Do you remember Aditya Narayanan Chowdhury?" Aditya asked him. Okay, chart boy means actually a traditional bedstead in India. Okay, a traditional. What is the meaning of chart boy? Means a traditional. Yes, traditional bedstead. The frame of the bedstead in India. That is called as charpoy. Okay. Except for a charpoy, there were nothing else to sit on, so we remained standing. Do you remember? Okay. Now standing there, they got the permission to move inside the house. They went inside. Nothing they got to sit. So he is asking. Aditya is inquiring about one man called Aditya Narayanan Chowdhury. He is answering. "Of course," said the gentleman. "The spoiled child of affluent parents was a fairly good student, but could never beat me. He was extremely jealous of me, and he used to tell lies." Okay. Now Sanyal is answering about Aditya. Okay, so affluent means here affluent, wealthy. Instead of wealthy, we can use the word affluent. Okay, affluent means wealthy. Of course, said the gentleman, the spoiled child of affluent parents was a very good man. Okay, fairly good man, but he could not beat me. Okay, so Sanyal was very good. Initially, when I was narrating the story, I said, okay, when the narrator asked, okay, whether you were a good student. At the time he said, "Oh yes, I was very good, but I was second to another man." That was Sasanga Sanyal was the first one. Okay, could never beat me. He was extremely jealous of me, and he used to tell lies. Okay, so Aditya belonged to a very rich family. Already we know very well. He belonged to a Jamindar ancestors. Okay, so he often used to say some lies to others. Okay, as well as he was very jealous on this Sanyal Sasanka. I know, said Aditya. He then took out a packet from his pocket and handing it over to him said, "This is for you from Aditya." Okay. Then after confirming it, he took a packet from his pocket, okay, and give it to this Sasanga Sanyal. Okay, this is for you from Aditya. He is giving something. We will see what he is saying. What is it? He asked. Money. Money? How much money? 150 rupees. He has said that he will be happy if you accept it. Okay. So without disclosing, okay, yes, he is saying, okay, what is it? He asked. Money. How much money? 150 rupees. He has said he will be happy if you accept it. Okay. So he is saying if you accept this money, definitely Aditya will be very happy. Okay. But without disclosing Aditya, because he came 29 years back to this place. Okay, so without disclosing himself, he is asking to Sanyal, okay, you accept it, and this Aditya will be very happy. Okay, so remaining part of the story we will see in the next class. Okay, so before that we will see some general reading in the first unit. Last year itself you got some first unit general reading. Your teacher may taught you report writing as well as advertisement. Yes or no? You are very thorough with that one. In the second unit we have second unit. Okay, how to write a essay. Okay, how to write a good speech, page number 39. Okay, just I am narrating how to write a good speech. Okay, so you all know very well. Okay, you already attended so many elocution competition, I think so. So you know how to start, how to end. Yes or no? For example, if any for example, deforestation. If your title is deforestation, you start the deforestation with a definition. First definition, then we want to tell a cause of deforestation and what are the changes will come as deforestation. Finally, we give the conclusion for how to avoid deforestation by making afforestation. Yes or no? Afforestation, like that you want to use. Okay, having an inspiring opening, tone and voice. Okay, when we are giving speech, okay, like deforestation, the concept should be like this, tones. Okay, tones and voice. Okay, what are the things you should use, some new ideas we should use, some figure of speech you should use. Okay, so how to, in second unit, that is elocution. Okay, how to give a speech, that is a writing skill. Okay, then third unit, all of you take the third unit. So first unit we have report writing. The third unit we have a writing skill, that is letter writing. Third unit we have letter writing. Are you clear? So we will see the remaining story in the following class. Thank you, students.